Chesed, also known as mercy, is the Sephira governed by Jupiter on the Tree of Life, embodying the divine principle of cosmic memory. Within the human body, the center corresponding to Jupiter is the Solar Plexus, which serves as the vast reservoir of this cosmic recollection. It is within this repository that the visions of prophets arise, not as mere forecasts, but as memories of a seemingly distant past. These visions are intrinsically connected to the living mechanism unveiled in Chesed, where the timelessness of the soul's journey intersects with the temporal world. Jupiter, the planetary ruler of the tarot card known as the Wheel of Fortune, represents the law of rotation, or the law of recurrence. This law governs the cyclical nature of existence, where every turn of the cosmic wheel echoes the movements of fate and destiny. Jupiter, often identified with the Sky Father, Zeus, or the paternal archetype, stands as the eternal, unmoved mover. He is the source of the pattern that all creation follows, embodying the hand, Kaf Yod, that sets the wheel of causation into motion. This symbolism reveals that all change, all turning of the wheel, stems from this divine paternal force that sets the rhythm of the cosmos. However, the pursuit of cosmic consciousness cannot be achieved by those who cling solely to the bright, benevolent aspects of the universe, symbolized by the jovial side of Jupiter. True spiritual growth does not arise in the comfort of contentment or the superficial embrace of love and light alone. Even the Buddha did not seek liberation from a place of ease and comfort. Instead, the path to illumination often leads through the valleys of suffering, loss, sorrow, poverty, sickness, and the myriad deficits of the human experience. A true master of compassion understands that joy and sorrow are not opposing forces to be separated, but complementary energies that must be harmonized and integrated. Just as sorrow deepens the soul's capacity for joy, so too does joy temper the harshness of sorrow. This delicate balance between apparent opposites is the essence of true wisdom, where each moment of suffering is recognized as a seed for future joy, and each moment of joy is cherished as the fleeting blossom it is, rooted in the soil of sorrow. In this reunification and equilibration of opposites, one attains a deeper understanding of the cosmic dance, where every turn of the wheel brings both the light of day and the shadow of night, each essential to the wholeness of existence. Kaf, symbolized by the open hand, is the path linked to the Wheel of Fortune, key 10, in the tarot, representing the ceaseless cycles of fate, fortune, and the cosmic wheels turning. The hand of Kaf, with its capacity to grasp and release, embodies the power to shape and influence the rhythms of life. In this context, Kaf signifies the hand that actively engages with the forces of the universe, guiding the seeker through the ebb and flow of fortune with discernment and purpose. This hand is not merely an observer of destiny, it is an instrument of intentional action, directing the course of events with wisdom and precision. Yod, also represented as a hand, is associated with the hermit, key 9, and is the first letter of the Tetragrammaton, the sacred name of God. Yod signifies the initial point of creation, the divine spark containing all potential. The hermit, holding the lantern of wisdom, symbolizes the solitary pursuit of truth and enlightenment. As Yod also represents the mind, it is the seed of divine inspiration that initiates the inner journey of transformation. Etymologically, the word hand in Latin is manus, which is related to the root man, meaning to think. This connection underscores that the hand is an extension of the mind, embodying the ability to manifest thoughts into actions. In the Tarot sequence, Yod precedes Kaf, highlighting that the internal work of the hermit, symbolized by Yod, must come before the outward actions represented by Kaf. The insights and illumination gained through the hermit's introspection empower the adept to navigate the cycles of fortune with skill and understanding. Yod, as both mind and hand, signifies the process of mentation, the act of thinking, reasoning, and understanding, forming the foundation upon which spiritual wisdom is built. This seed of thought, planted within the mind, is brought into the physical world through the hand, reflecting the fundamental relationship between Yod and Kaf in the process of spiritual transformation. In the human body, Yod corresponds to the small intestines, where digestion and absorption occur, producing chyle, a nutrient-rich fluid infused with chaya, the life force. This process mirrors the alchemical transformation of base elements into spiritual gold. The solar plexus, governed by Jupiter, is often metaphorically referred to as the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, symbolizing the culmination of this alchemical process. Just as a rainbow represents the full spectrum of light, the solar plexus embodies the integration of these energies into a unified, radiant whole. The rainbow, with its vibrant spectrum of colors, also symbolizes the interior stars or chakras within the human body. Each chakra corresponds to a different color of the rainbow, from the red of the root chakra to the violet of the crown chakra. These chakras are the energetic centers that connect our physical and ethereal bodies, playing a crucial role in our journey toward enlightenment. When the chakras are aligned and balanced, they create a harmonious flow of energy, much like the blending of colors in a rainbow. This alignment is essential for spiritual enlightenment, as it allows the divine light to flow through the body, transmuting the base elements of our being into the spiritual gold of higher consciousness. The four-leaf clover, with its rare and fortunate appearance, corresponds to Chesed, the fourth sphere on the tree of life, ruled by Jupiter. Chesed represents mercy, abundance, and the outpouring of divine grace. The symbolism of the four-leaf clover and the leprechaun's pot of gold directly links to the solar plexus as the storehouse of this divine abundance. The leprechaun, often depicted as guarding the treasure, is the keeper of the inner alchemical process, where the spiritual seeker must navigate the cycles of fortune, the wheel, to uncover the gold within, the treasure of spiritual enlightenment. An adept who masters the path of Kaf, associated with the Wheel of Fortune, gains the ability to transmute not just the base metals of alchemy, but the very essence of the earth and even its waste into gold. This metaphor extends beyond physical alchemy, describing the spiritual process of transforming the lower material aspects of life, symbolized by the earth's refuse, into the spiritual gold of enlightenment. This transformation is rooted in a deep awareness of the self's unity with the divine source. When this awareness is realized, the interior stars or chakras are awakened and aligned with celestial energies, radiating the light of spiritual gold. Thus, the progression from Yod to Kaf illustrates the journey from the hermit's inner work, where the seed of divine wisdom is nurtured, to the adept's mastery over the cycles of life and destiny represented by the Wheel of Fortune. This journey, from the seed of thought in Yod to the manifestation in Kaf, is the path of true alchemy, where the inner stars shine brightly, creating a rainbow of divine light that leads to the ultimate treasure, the realization of the divine potential within. We now turn from the law of rotation, symbolized by the Wheel of Fortune, to the law of compensation, which finds expression in the 22nd path on the Tree of Life, the path of Lamed. This path is associated with the tarot key Justice, known in other tarot variations as adjustment or karma, reflecting its core principles of balance and retribution. Justice, key 11, embodies the idea of action equilibrium, where every action, cause, finds its corresponding reaction, effect, in a cosmic balance, a concept deeply intertwined with the notions of karma, the law of cause and effect, and dharma, righteous action, or cosmic law. This sequence, trauma, the initial cause or action leading to drama, the unfolding effect or reaction, which generates karma, the accumulated consequences, and ultimately to dharma, the rectification and alignment with universal law, is central to understanding the essence of this path. Lamed, the Hebrew letter associated with justice, means to teach or to learn, highlighting the lessons inherent in the process of balancing our actions. Justice is also linked with the astrological sign Libra, which governs equilibrium and fairness. The word equilibrium itself is etymologically related to Libra, deriving from the Latin equilibrium, meaning equal balance. This balance is not static, but dynamic, constantly adjusting to maintain harmony within the cosmos. Justice follows a natural progression from key 8, strength, which is ruled by Leo and associated with the Hebrew letter Teth. Teth represents the great magical agent, the primal force or energy that underlies all creation. Strength teaches the mastery of this force through the control of passion and the harnessing of inner strength, symbolized by the lion. This mastery is necessary before one can confront the lessons of the hermit, key 9, ruled by Virgo, who represents introspection, wisdom, and the pursuit of truth. The sequence from Leo to Virgo, represented by strength in the hermit, is symbolically embodied in the Sphinx. The Sphinx, with its lion's body, Leo, and human head, Virgo, stands as the guardian of the mysteries, representing Bina, Saturn, on the Tree of Life as the gatekeeper or high priestess. In this role, she is depicted atop the Wheel of Fortune, specifically above the letter T, which corresponds to the Hebrew letter Tav, associated with key 21, the world. Tav, the final letter of the Hebrew alphabet, signifies completion and is a reminder of the cyclical nature of existence, much like the Wheel of Fortune itself, which is ruled by Saturn. The sword in the Justice card, symbolizing discernment and the power to cut through illusion, also relates to the letter T and Tav, linking justice back to the concept of Saturn as the force that defines and limits form. Justice, governed by Libra, also rules the kidneys, the organs responsible for filtering and maintaining balance within the body, mirroring the card's overarching theme of equilibrium. The numerology behind key 11 is significant. The number 11 is a master number, representing spiritual insight and the need to achieve balance in the higher and lower aspects of the self. The 22nd path on the Tree of Life corresponds to Lamed, and this path bridges the gap between the Sephiroth of Geburah, severity, and Tifereth, beauty, emphasizing the balancing of justice with mercy. Key 21, the world, is the 22nd card in the major arcana, representing the culmination of the Fool's journey and the attainment of complete understanding, where the lessons of the previous paths are fully integrated. The journey from key 8, strength, through to key 11, justice, represents the sublimation of the life force. This force, initially centered in the lower chakras, rooted in the Saturn center, at the base of the spine, corresponding to the root and sacral chakras, is refined and elevated through the kidneys. Libra's justice governs these organs and is ultimately balanced in the solar plexus, governed by Jupiter, which we previously discussed as the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This progression is a journey toward achieving equilibrium within the self, culminating in the full expression of divine justice in the material world, as symbolized by key 11, justice. This synthesis of spiritual, psychological, and physical processes forms the foundation of the law of compensation, where the cosmos seeks to maintain balance through the principle of cause and effect. The sword of justice, like the T of Tav, represents the culmination of this process, where all actions are weighed, measured, and brought into alignment with the divine order.
The law of compensation dictates that the universe always maintains a perfect balance, ensuring that for every action, there is an equivalent return. This principle is not confined to linear time or conventional understandings of cause and effect. It transcends these limitations, governing both the material and spiritual realms. Actions, thoughts, and intentions ripple through the fabric of reality, creating effects that return to the source, not just in the future, but also in the past and across parallel dimensions. The cosmos functions like a vast, interconnected web where time is not a straight line, but a multidimensional field. Causation operates in all directions, with the present influencing both the past and the future also affecting the past. This is evident in concepts such as retrocausation and retroactive consciousness, where future events can shape and influence present and past circumstances. For example, physicists studying quantum mechanics have found that particles can be affected by future conditions, suggesting that causality is not as straightforward as it appears. This understanding aligns with spiritual insights, where the soul's journey across incarnations, whether past, parallel, or future, interacts with each moment in a complex interplay of cause and effect. One documented instance that illustrates the law of compensation and nonlinear causality is the tragic case of the two brothers in Bermuda. The first brother was killed by a taxi while riding a moped. 1 year later, the second brother, riding the same moped, was also struck by the same taxi, driven by the same driver, carrying the same passenger, in the exact same location. This eerie repetition of events defies ordinary explanations and points to a deeper cosmic order at play. The universe, in its quest for balance, orchestrates events in ways that seem beyond coincidence. Indeed, coincidences are merely illusions. What we perceive as random occurrences are actually intricate patterns of karmic return, where every action, every thought, every intention is mirrored back in a harmonious balance. Another striking example is the story involving Anthony Hopkins and the novel The Girl from Petrovka. Hopkins searched everywhere for a copy of this out-of-print book to prepare for a film role. After an unsuccessful search, he stumbled upon a copy on a bench in the London Underground. Remarkably, this very book was the same copy that the author, George Pfeiffer, had lost. Such events are not mere coincidences. They are manifestations of the law of compensation, where the universe arranges circumstances in ways that transcend the linear constraints of time and space. The karmic balance is maintained through these extraordinary, non-linear interactions, revealing the profound interconnectedness of all things. Within the context of Chesed and the Wheel of Fortune, the law of compensation also governs the cycles of recurrence and balance in life. Chesed, as the embodiment of mercy and abundance, represents the generous outpouring of cosmic energy. But this energy is always balanced by the principles of justice and equilibrium. The Wheel of Fortune symbolizes the cyclical nature of existence, where every action, whether rooted in benevolence or malevolence, sets in motion a cycle that eventually returns to the originator. This process is not bound by the constraints of linear time. Rather, it unfolds according to the deeper rhythms of the cosmos, where past, present, and future are interwoven. The illusion of linear time is a veil that conceals the true nature of causality. From a more profound perspective, time is an interconnected field where all moments coexist, influencing and shaping one another across dimensions. This understanding is echoed in the concept of cosmic memory, which resides within the solar plexus, the reservoir of the soul's eternal journey. Prophetic visions arise not as mere forecasts, but as memories of past events that resonate with future and present conditions. The law of compensation operates within this timeless realm, ensuring that every action is balanced in ways that align with the broader cosmic patterns, often beyond our immediate perception. In narratives like the movie Magnolia, the interconnectedness of events reflects the law of compensation in action. The seemingly unrelated events of the characters ultimately converge, revealing the hidden threads that bind their fates together. This is not a simple cause and effect scenario, but a complex web of interactions where the characters' actions reverberate across time and space. The universe arranges these events in a way that maintains balance, ensuring that every action, every choice, is compensated in accordance with the cosmic order.
The film Magnolia is an intricate exploration of the law of compensation, where fate, karma, and cosmic balance unfold in ways that challenge conventional concepts of time and causality. From the very beginning, we are presented with a series of seemingly unrelated events that gradually reveal their deep interconnectedness, demonstrating how actions ripple across time, influencing the past, present, and future in ways that are often beyond immediate understanding. The movie opens with a prologue that recounts three bizarre incidents, setting the stage for its exploration of fate and interconnectedness. One of these stories involves a man who deliberately jumps off a building, intending to end his life. In a dark twist of fate, just before he reaches the ground, he is accidentally shot by a bullet fired by his mother. She had been arguing with her husband, and during the altercation, the gun went off, sending the bullet through the window. This tragic and ironic outcome serves as a poignant example of the law of compensation at work. The man's intention to end his life by jumping leads to an even more complex and unforeseen fate, orchestrated by the universe in a way that defies linear logic. This moment reflects the symbolism of the Fool in the Tarot, who represents the leap into the unknown, a journey that begins without understanding where it will lead. The Fool's leap in Magnolia carries with it unforeseen consequences, embodying the chaotic yet purposeful workings of fate. As the narrative unfolds, Magnolia intricately weaves together the lives of multiple characters, each struggling with their own burdens of guilt, regret, and unresolved trauma. Jimmy Gator, a TV game show host dying of cancer, is a key figure in this exploration. Jimmy must confront the repercussions of his abusive past, particularly his estranged relationship with his daughter, Claudia. His terminal illness can be seen as a manifestation of the law of compensation, a reflection of the pain he inflicted on others returning to him in the form of both physical suffering and emotional isolation. His story illustrates how the present is intimately connected to the past, with his current state being a direct result of earlier actions that have come full circle. The Rain of Frogs, a surreal and unforgettable moment in the film, serves as a powerful symbol of cosmic justice. In esoteric traditions, frogs are linked to Saturn, the planet that governs time, limitation, and karmic consequences. Saturn's influence forces individuals to face the outcomes of their actions, whether they are prepared or not. The frogs falling from the sky in Magnolia are more than a bizarre anomaly, they represent an unavoidable reckoning, a cosmic correction that disrupts the characters' lives and compels them to confront the cumulative effects of their past decisions. The frogs are the universe's way of balancing the scales, a symbolic manifestation of the law of compensation that brings about necessary equilibrium, ensuring that the characters face the consequences of their actions. Furthermore, the frogs also relate to the Fool in the tarot, who represents the beginning of a journey fraught with unpredictability and danger. The Fool's Leap, much like the falling frogs, signifies a plunge into the unknown where fate intervenes in unexpected ways. The title Magnolia carries deep esoteric significance. The word magnolia can be traced back to the Latin magna, meaning great, and olea, referring to oil. This evokes the concept of the great oil, an essential substance in alchemical tradition central to the process of transformation, known as the Great Work. The Great Work involves the transmutation of base elements into their purified form, symbolized by turning lead, associated with Saturn, into gold. The magnolia flower, with its associations with purity and perfection, represents the culmination of this alchemical process, the creation of the philosopher's stone or the elixir of life, which grants spiritual enlightenment. In alchemy, magnesia refers to a white, purifying substance related to the albedo stage of transformation. Lac virginis, or the virgin's milk, is a metaphorical fluid representing purity in spiritual sustenance. This concept corresponds to the chyle produced in the small intestines, which is imbued with chaya, or life force energy, yads. The Hermit in the Tarot, Key 9, holds a lantern illuminated by this sacred oil, symbolizing the inner light of wisdom and spiritual clarity. The magnolia, as the great oil, aligns with this illuminating substance, nourishing the third eye and guiding the soul toward enlightenment.
The chyle, after being absorbed into the bloodstream, ascends through the thoracic duct at the neck, reaching the pineal gland, which is not protected by the blood-brain barrier. The pineal gland, often associated with the third eye, is directly influenced by this sacred substance, leading to spiritual awakening and insight. This physiological process mirrors the spiritual journey depicted in Magnolia, where the character's struggles ultimately lead to moments of clarity and transformation. The Hermit's lantern, like the magnolia, represents the light that guides this journey, illuminating the path toward higher consciousness. Dath, the hidden Sephira on the Tree of Life, represents the abyss or the threshold between the known and the unknown. It is a gateway to deeper knowledge and understanding, where creation and destruction intersect. Dath is often associated with the 11th sphere, which is concealed and represents mysteries beyond ordinary perception. In Magnolia, the Rain of Frogs and the convergence of the characters' fates can be seen as manifestations of Dath, where hidden forces of cosmic justice break through into the material world. The connection to the 11th tarot key, Justice, reinforces this idea, as justice represents the balancing of scales, ensuring that every action is met with an appropriate response. The etymology of Catholic comes from the Greek katholikos, meaning universal or according to the whole. This term, when considered in the context of Magnolia, reflects the idea of universal balance and interconnectedness that underpins the narrative. The law of compensation is a universal principle that transcends individual circumstances, applying to all actions, thoughts, and intentions within the grand cosmic order. In this way, the term Catholic magnesia can be seen as a symbol of the universal alchemical substance that purifies and transforms, aligning with the film's themes of redemption and cosmic justice. In Magnolia, the law of compensation operates throughout the characters' lives, ensuring that their actions, thoughts, and intentions are balanced according to a higher cosmic order. The frogs, representing Saturn's lead, and the magnolia, symbolizing the great oil, embody the alchemical transformation that occurs as the characters confront their pasts and seek redemption. The film's nonlinear narrative structure, with its intertwined storylines and unexpected events, reflects the complex and multidimensional nature of causality.